We expect a plan of action for either temporary stabilization or a schedule, either a decision on whether the building's going to come down or not, based upon this very initial report, which is a very bird's eye view of what's going on here.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.
Most recently, we enlisted an independent engineer company to look at the structural integrity of the building, and they found that it's still structurally unsafe. And having that being said, they added recommendations. The one they recommended, the DoubleTree Hotel remain closed, and then they issued another statement that said that International Tower should as well be evacuated. People may ask, well, why did you wait until so late, or why did you not have that answer the day of? We didn't have a structural engineer report that said so. And at that day, we didn't have the sound understanding or sound information to deal with that. And all accounts, that was the best scenario at that time. And now that I have that report, I cannot in any way, shape, or form not ignore it. So we will continue with the evacuation of those residents. Make it understand that we won't take this lightly. That's why I've called everyone from the senator to the governors. I'm in direct communication with the governor and his office and his team because after the explosion, we had talked about where do we go now? And this continues to rise to a level of that all the resources and all the information that we need may have to come from the state and the federal. We will have our partners today talk a little bit about it, but also we want to make sure you guys understand that the property owner is ultimately responsible for this building. And the reason, and only reason, that the city has taken an active role in this as much as we are is because of the public safety and the public welfare of the residents of Youngstown, Ohio. We expect this afternoon to hear back from the owners of the building and or their insurance and representatives with an action of what to do with the building. The onus will be on them, and we expect more details from them this afternoon.
As the mayor said, we did enlist Barber Hoffman to do an independent analysis regarding any dangers of any imminent collapse. They were in Friday. Over the weekend, they did their analysis and submitted a report midday on Monday. And basically what the report says, there is a danger of imminent collapse on the building. And mostly that is due to the collapse of the first floor of the building has removed the horizontal support of 3 main columns, outside exterior columns on the north side of the building facade. Effectively changing the effective length of the columns and the slenderness ratio that makes the columns suspect for collapse. That's not to say that the building can't be temporarily stabilized, but that's something that we are demanding from the owner very soon. So the collapse zone, as it's 210 feet around the building, is determined basically by about approximately 1.5 times the building height. And that's where we're at right now. I did provide multiple copies of the engineering report if anyone would like to review it. We expect a plan of action for either temporary stabilization or a schedule, either a decision on whether the building's going to come down or not, based upon this very initial report, which is a very bird's eye view of what's going on here. We expect a schedule of how they're going to proceed with temporarily stabilizing it as soon as possible. That's really the goal today. I think that's step one, regardless of the final fate of the building.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.